So you do a lot of research on the use of heat and cold and the effects of heat and cold on the human body. I want to start with asking that what happens when we get cold?
Yes, there's. And thank you for having me and pronouncing my name right. Even super is not easy to say. So cold and heat therapy as tools is what I've researched. And what happens when you get cold? It really depends on what modality you're using. You can get cold with the wind, going outside if you live in a cold country.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not kind of used to the cold wind or cold environment like that, there's like a way to also cooling your room. So that is also something that is scientifically proven to activate your metabolism in the body. And that is what I've researched. There is also a more, you can say, invasive way of doing that. And that would be submerging your whole body into cold water. And cold water is defined by at 15 degrees Celsius and down. So it doesn't really have to be that cold. And when I say not that cold, that's because us up here in the Nordics, we think that 15 degrees Celsius cold water is not that cold. But I think if you live in India, I think 15 degrees Celsius would feel pretty cold. So it might be that you could have what is called a cold shock your body, activating your sympathetic nervous system already at 17 or 19 degrees Celsius. So this is about how adapted are you actually to cold.
Okay, so when I'm getting in cold water, say 15 degrees or less, what is changing inside me that is usually not happening?
Yeah, that is a big question. So when you submerge your body into the cold water, so many processes are happening in your body. First of all, you activate your cold receptors in your skin, which will send a signal via the nerve endings up to your brain, where you have a temperature regulating center. In your brain, there is a lot of neurotransmitters released because you are activating your autonomic nervous system, and the part of it which is the fight and flight system. That is the alert. You want to get away. You want to run from this danger, which it's really not, because it's deliberately, but it activates in a way that makes sure that you won't die. So because you are doing this, maybe you're doing it the first time, you will have a high release of dopamine, and which gives you a lot of drive, and it gives you that kick.
It's the feel-good hormone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them, you can say.
Yeah.
There's also noradrenaline or norepinephrine. It's just the same, two words for the same thing. When that is activated and released in the brain, it will activate what is called our brown fat. And we can get back to what that is.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds so weird, the brown fat. But I'm going to explain that. That's my research area, you can say, where it all started. But when that happens, you shut down or you close your veins in your body, peripherally in the body, and that is to constrict the warm blood in your core. So the body is reacting as if you're going to die, but you're not. But it makes sure that your vital organs are kept warm. So the whole mission is just for the body to keep yourself warm. And it does that by closing out the cold, by constricting the blood vessels. And it does that with the norepinephrine, which is just released to the body, and increasing the heat in the body. And it does that with activating the brown fat and activating the muscles. So these are the two thermogenic tissues in the body. And thermogenic means tissues that can produce heat in the body. So this is the mechanism for keeping you alive, but at the same time also like more... you can say the autonomic nervous system makes sure that you're also just constricting and making sure that the warmth is just kept in your body.
Okay. So just for everyone to understand, when you say that the blood vessels constrict peripherally, that means at the ends of our hands, our ears, our toes, they become, the body does not send the blood out, and then it gets all the blood in the core temperature and activates the brown fat and the muscles. That's what you said, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we get to brown fat. What is brown fat?
So brown fat is this mysterious fat that was discovered like hundreds of years ago, actually. And the professors who have discovered this in animals thought that it was only in animals who are hibernating. Yeah. But then we found hundreds of years later that this is also something that humans have. Brown fat was discovered as being a tissue that will keep us warm and keep our metabolism in balance. So it's kind of the same thing. So when you think about temperature, you should think about metabolism. So when you increase your temperature or you decrease your temperature in your body, you will activate your metabolism because you need to be in balance. That is why metabolism and our nervous system is totally working together. So when you change your temperature, it could be when you fall asleep at night, you would, you can say, turn down your metabolism. And when you wake up, you turn up your metabolism. So the reason why brown fat is so important to us, and we figured that out after the millennium, we could see that this tissue is not only in, for example, babies, where we see that there's a lot of brown fat, but we see that adults, human adults, actually also have this mysterious tissue in the body, but we kind of didn't know a lot about it.
And
what
where
are we
is
using
it? Like,
for.
where is it in the body?
Well, it's located 6 different places. And these 6 different places are close to the central nervous system.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's very, very much in your core, down your spine, and located under your armpits. It's located around your neck. It's there close to your central nervous system, because that is where the noradrenaline is coming from. So that means if you accidentally fall into cold water, then you would need your brown fat to activate very quickly, right? Because you need to survive, produce some heat in the body. And that's the main thing that the brown fat is doing. It's making sure that our vital organs are kept warm. So it's centrally placed in the body, but also very close to the brain, where the norepinephrine is coming from.
Okay.